Okay, so welcome to the fourth and final general meeting. So this is about summer opportunities, and our guest speaker is Cassie Wu. Okay, so first, some introductions. I'm Devita, I'm the president, and a fun fact about me is I'm left-handed.
Hi, I'm Abigail Pelletieri. I'm the new vice president. A fun fact about me is that I wasn't born with wisdom teeth. Thank you. Secretary.
Hi, I'm Nay. I'm the upcoming secretary. A fun fact about me is that I had braces for 6 years.
Hi everyone, my name is Cameron. I'm gonna be treasurer, and a fun fact about me is that I'm part of Res Life. Yay!
Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa Alvarez. Fun fact about me is in middle school for choir, I perform at the Mission Inn.
Wow.
Hi everyone, my name is Matthew, and a fun fact about me is my last name is Chia, so all my high school teachers call me Chia Fit.
Okay, and then freshman lay member program co-coordinators. I'm one of them, and then I don't think Ashley is here. I think she's online. Yay.
Okay, and hi for the mentorship coordinators. My name's Cameron.
Hi, I'm Gemma. A fun fact about me, I used to play the French horn.
Hello, my name is Ulysses Mata. I am your upcoming 2023-2024 community promoter. A fun fact about me is I like cheese as well.
So this is an overview of the upcoming events. And the main one is the RPsych, the undergraduate conference is this Friday at Hub 302 North and South. So we have a Krispy Kreme fundraiser, and this ends Friday, June 2nd at 11:59 p.m. And digital dozens will be $12 each. And to purchase Venmo, $12 to Brandon or Zell him. And also you can't redeem it at Connecticut or Puerto Rico Krispy Kreme locations. And so this is an example of the receipt. So we have a new fundraiser, which is a collaboration between Saikai and Tenren. And this is Thursday, June 1st from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So make sure to show the cashier the flyer to support Saikai. And this is 2 activity points. And we have a share circle, which is about emotes. And could anyone explain more about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, we have one more last share circle coming up next Tuesday, May 30th from 4 to 5 p.m. If you can show up, I'd greatly appreciate that. We're going to be going over affective display, otherwise known as emotes. I'd appreciate if everyone can read the weekly email coming up next week. We're going to have articles for you to skim and read through, and I hope that we can have a great conversation next Tuesday.
And
Okay, hello everyone. So this is our last Green Mind seminar. So this one will be about air care. It'll kind of be in the format of a share circle. So come with all your thoughts and your opinions on how we can better help the planet, and we'll all talk about it together. While we'll be doing this, we'll have some butt cake. So everyone loves nothing but butt cake. So we will be doing that. That would be Thursday, June 1st. So if you would like, we can also offer carpool if you go to this event and you want to go to our fundraiser that Cameron is putting on as well. And then for all my people that have gone to all 3 seminars, you will be entered into a raffle. Okay, and then this is just the Cherry Miles. So this will be one of our last community service events. 2 miles equals 1 hour, 16 hours maximum. And then this is just what I was saying.
Sure. Okay, so we actually just opened up the first year lay member program mentorship application. So if you're an official member after summer 23 and you would like to be a mentor for the incoming freshmen, we would love for you guys to apply. So you can actually apply for the links on the slides, and I think it's gonna be dropped in the chat as well.
And there's also an end of the year raffle for prospective and official members, and points for summer 22, fall 22, winter 23, and spring 23 are taken into account. And our psych.
Y'all, it's kind of sad, like last time, like presenting something, but our psych is this Friday, which is May 26th. It will be at Hub 302 North and South, but all you have to do is just go up the elevators or the stairs at Hub and you'll find us on the 3rd floor. So who cares if you can't find 302, just go to the 3rd floor and you'll find us. But it will be this Friday. Please support your peers. They will be presenting. But if you're just there to also just learn about psychology or even like neuroscience related fields, please just show up. And there's also gonna be free food. So if you want free food, that is like a huge incentive. But here is a timeline of the day of. If you're like curious of it, you can feel free to take a quick picture before I just go to the next slide. But pretty much we will be having 2 panels. Our first one, the diversity, equity, and inclusion, known as DEI panel. We will have 4 lovely panelists. So y'all can see here. So we have Dr. Lloyd, Dr. Kim, Dr. Chung, and Emily Esposito. And so they will tell you about DEI. And then our second panel is interdisciplinary research. So here we have Dr. Gold, Dr. Reynolds, and Sam. So if you're curious about any of those 2 panels, please check it out. And then of course, our keynote speaker, we have Dr. Huber Miski, and she will be talking about the how of happiness, boosting well-being through gratitude, kindness, and connection. So if you are interested in any of her work, please come check it out. This is the keynote speaker. It will be at the end of the day. And then I'll have Caitlin talk about this.
Yeah, I am not sad that this will be the last time I'm presenting at a journal meeting, but on to more important things. Our research proposal grant application is open. There is the QR code right there that will, if you scan it, it will lead you right to the application. On the application, you will also find a tinyURL link to the guidelines. So the research proposal grant, the submission does not end until Friday, June 2nd at midnight. All you need is an abstract. This is for continuing students. So if you are not graduating and you are in the middle of conducting research or you are thinking about conducting research, well, this is the grant for you. You do not need IRB approval. All you need is an abstract and a faculty mentor. That is really all that we will ask you for on the application itself. Once you have the grant, what can you use it for? The grant is mainly it's only for research specific purposes. So if you need a little funding to help gather participants, if you want to entice them with something like Amazon gift cards, or if you need to rent testing equipment or a testing room, then those are things that you can use the grant for. If you have any questions, please do contact us at the UCR@gmail.com. I thought it was on the slide, but it's not. Yeah, just contact us, or you can DM Tiffany or me, one of us, and we'll try to get back to you. Yeah.
Yes, and again, you will have access to these slides. So if you can't catch the QR code or the link, which is linked over here, if you can't catch it now, don't worry, you will have access to it later. But last but not least, we can't do it without your support. So if you're interested, please donate to our GoFundMe. 50% of the proceeds will go towards future RSI conferences, and the other 50% will go towards Operation Safe House this year. So please help us reach our goal of $1,000. We would greatly appreciate it. Oh, and you also get 2 activity points.
If you donate before
June 2nd.
And last thing is to stay connected. So visit our office hours on Wednesdays from 3 to 4 p.m. and in Psych 1136 or on Zoom. And there's a list of our socials there too. So our general meeting topic for today is summer opportunities for psychology undergrads. And our speaker is Cassie Wu. So she's a social sciences career specialist at UCR. She had a BS in organizational communication from California State Polytechnic University and an MS in college counseling and student development from Azusa Pacific University. And she has been involved with early alert intervention, academic advising, and pre-college and first-year experience programming within the college settings. And her interest areas are in identity development and first generation college student success. So without further ado, here's Cassie Wu.
Thank you. It was really great to hear about all the events that are coming up for y'all, and super excited that there is this community here on campus. And thank you for having me in your space here today. Let's see if I can go ahead and share my slides.
Hi, Cassie. Sorry, but we cannot hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
We still can't hear you. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thanks for having me in the space today. Really happy to be back. I was here at the beginning of the school year, so it's really cool to see all the different events y'all have been up to and how you're closing out the year. And just really grateful to be invited today. So I'm going to try to see if I can share my screen to see if we can look at the slides. And then let's see. Okay, cool. So here are the slides. Okay. So before I go ahead and jump into the different summer opportunities, I wanted to talk more about my experience. You kind of saw it on the screen and read out by the lovely president-elect, but I just wanted to expand a little further on like what that may have looked like, just to paint a better picture of it. So when I was a college freshman, my first ever job was working at Tasty, the boba store. And that's what I did for like a year, my first year of college. And then after that, I wanted to figure out how to get more involved in like more specific things towards like my major. So I'm hearing a lot of great things that were suggested in the previous events. So I super encourage y'all to like head out to that, because those things are super related to psychology, and it helps you learn more about like the field and things like that. It wasn't like a mistake or anything to work at Tasty, but I learned a lot about like the business side of things. And then it did help me actually learn that like I didn't want to pursue like doing business and like working in like a small corporation organization kind of thing, because of like the way that like it was run. So I learned valuable lessons from that job too. So that was like my first summer job ever. And then the next summer job that I had was working on campus. So I wanted to try out like working on campus because it was still like local to where I lived. So I was working at the math department as a front desk assistant. They onboarded me like the end of spring, like around this time basically. And then they trained me on how to do the job during the summer. And it was pretty slow during the summer, but then I got to learn like how the office runs and like the behind the scenes ways that documents get processed, and then how staff come by. And then I also got to learn like front desk assistant work. So then that was really cool for me to learn about like just higher education in general. California State Polytechnic is just the fancy name for Cal Poly Pomona. So that was my undergrad and where I worked in my next summer job. And then the last summer that I worked at Cal Poly was as the Career Center peer advisor. So then I got to learn how to review resumes and cover letters. And then fast forward to today, like I'm here as the career specialist. But that's kind of like a snapshot of what I got involved in my college years at Cal Poly Pomona, just to like learn more about the space. And I would say that working on campus really helped me learn and get exposed to different faculty members and staff members that were really invested in like my different interest areas and helping me develop it further. So that's basically like the biggest benefit to like working a job that's like in your area of interest. You're going to find people that are really interested in like helping you and being your mentor. So that's why I would suggest that you like try out different jobs that like are aligned with your different interests, so that you can find those potential mentors and then gain some relevant skills in that. So like the practical ways that I did that was like by visiting the offices that I'm interested in working in and asking if they had any like student assistant jobs, and then just keeping an eye out for that posting. Either they shared it with me directly, I found it on Handshake and then applied to it, and then just shared my genuine reason as to like why I wanted to be there. And then from there, they kind of helped develop me further. So that's what was like the seedlings of how I got kickstarted into like my career. Like afterwards, I got mentored into applying to graduate school, and that was all through the help of like the Career Center and like experts in the field. So that's what I would say is like the most important thing, trying to understand the field you're interested in and finding people that do it on a day-to-day basis so that you can get some understanding of what that looks like and seeing if that fits with like where your interest areas are headed, and then also getting some like insider advice on like how to develop your experience and like projects and all those different things. So since y'all are all psychology majors, the events that are like being shared in this club is like super relevant. So getting involved is key. So even y'all being here today is really great. So I'll go ahead and now talk about the different resources that I have for y'all on how to find more opportunities outside of the club. And there might be some that are even mentioned in the club sometimes too. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that today we're going to talk about Intern Excel, which is a platform that you may have heard of, but it's another one that we have in addition to Handshake. I'll talk about it in a second. And then we're also going to talk about some local opportunities and options to work on campus, or not on campus, local options to work in general for the psychology majors, and then some virtual recommendations too, just in case you're not able to like drive to some of these places. And then lastly, how to like go ahead and like embark on those learning opportunities. And let's say you're not in a space right now where you're able to like have mentors or like know where you're headed. I'm gonna go ahead and define for you how we can like start those conversations in a realistic way, and ways that feel like less intimidating too. So I'm gonna talk about that and in the last section of the presentation today. So going ahead and kicking it off with Intern Excel, this is the platform that you use this link for. So you would use internexcel.org/UCR to access this page. And then you will create an account, and then you have to upload your resume, make sure that your resume name on top matches like the name that you input into the profile in order for it to get approved. But once you're approved, you'll be able to access exclusive internships. So what that means is Intern Excel is a Fund II foundation. So they're a nonprofit organization that seeks to give internships that are valuable and really helpful for helping people like that maybe are first generation college students that haven't been shown the way before. So they partnered with historically Black colleges in the past, and now they're starting to expand their reach to Hispanic serving institutions. So UCR is a Hispanic serving institution and HSI. So we just started our partnership with them. And we have access to their database, which is really great because you have a higher likelihood of hearing back from the employers. Only people on the Intern Excel platform, meaning schools that have that partnership, are able to access and apply to these different internships. And you also are able to like have the direct contact of like speaking to me, which is the liaison of the Intern Excel program. So I talk directly to the Intern Excel team. So if there's like any job that like kind of piques your interest, like on this page here, you can like actually like message me and tell me that you're interested in it and you haven't seen it pop up on the platform in a while, and I can help you like get connected to the engagement person that like talks to these different employers, and then be on the lookout for like the next one that pops up. So like with all that in mind, it looks very different from Handshake. So when you create the account and look at it, there's going to be a lot less internships that are like available, but that's because they actually are regularly trying to hire students, get them in the cycle of like summer cycle, fall, winter, and then try to create like new jobs like as time goes on. So like if you're not finding like what you're looking for right away, I encourage you to keep like checking your emails from them or like checking the platform, because as you can see like on the screen, there's different jobs like this that pop up like normally within the website. And then there might be even more that pique your interest too. So we have like a product designer role that is really ideal for the UX design role. We have like a human resources intern if you're interested in that. It also is kind of similar to learning and development, which is like the IO side of psychology, learning how to understand business functions through data analytics. And then there's also diversity, equity, and inclusion intern with businesses, and then even a restoration retreat intern. So if you're more like hands-on and want to contribute to the process of like leadership and stress management, there are these different jobs here. So like I said, these different ones are exclusive to Intern Excel. So with that in mind, like they do, like keep in mind like the types of students that like will like need that help with like finding internships and like getting the job. So they actually require like not like a lot of things too. Like you just kind of create the account, upload your resume, and then like the resume gets like the same with like every job you're applying to. So you just like click on apply, and then maybe they ask you for a cover letter, and then you submit both. And then that's how you're able to hear back from them. But a lot of them actually don't ask for like as many requirements or qualifications. So they do try to like even the playing field for people that are trying to break into these industries due to the relationship they have with these different schools. So Intern Excel is one place you can try to find jobs, and y'all actually have access to this like all year round and even 3 years after you graduate. So feel free to like keep looking through it if anything piques your interest. These are just a couple of suggestions that have been in the platform, and there will continue to be more. So feel free to look. There's other ones like JP Morgan Chase and like a lot of different partners that have partnerships with Intern Excel. So you're able to apply to these different roles and get them, and it's less competitive than like going on Indeed or LinkedIn and stuff like that. The next place that you might want to look is Handshake. That one could be competitive too. I'm sure y'all have heard of Handshake before, but just to like shed some light on different ones to look for on Handshake, these are all the different organizations that have had like a partnership with UCR students or have been actively searching for UCR students. So Operation Safe House, there was already like a fundraiser mentioned with them, but I really recommend you try to find someone in the club that has like already been involved with Operation Safe House and ask them what their experience was like, and then see how you can get involved yourself. That's community support for youth in crisis. But if you're looking for jobs to get paid for, there is Easter Seals Southern California. They have a lot of different roles. They have like a life skills coach role, behavior intervention, but the typical gist or like the mission of Easter Seals is to empower people with disabilities to gain social and daily living skills. And then all these different options here in front of you, they do recruit students to do these jobs. And that's what makes it like easier to like find these options. So I feel like a lot of times when we go into Handshake, it's like, which jobs do I actually qualify for? Which ones can I do? So I tried to like do that for y'all here and like show you the different ones that you can actually qualify and get started in gaining skills. So all these links lead you to like the different pages that you can like learn more about it or like apply directly. So that's Easter Seals. And then you may have heard of the behavior interventionist role before. It also goes by behavior technician or behavior therapist. So you work one-on-one with children on the spectrum to develop their social skills, and you follow it using ABA therapy. You get training on how to do ABA therapy too from the clinics that you work at. So feel free to look into behavior interventionist if you haven't already. This is also a popular part-time job that people do throughout the school year as well. And it's really cool to just like even just get like different perspectives of like reading the job description. And I'm sure that if you talk around and like talk to the different people in Psych-Hi or like in your major, there might already be behavior interventionists that do that part-time right now. And you can get some ideas on that too, like see which ones kind of peek out to you. But I've talked to Q in person and they seem pretty cool. They have a lot of different openings for students. They're always hiring. So it's a pretty popular role that is continually hiring because it's a job that's very much in need. And then if you're interested in at all in like the pre-health route, whether that be psychiatry or psychologist route, there is the Cope Health Scholars, where you're able to gain experience in the clinical and administrative healthcare setting. They do have like a program where you like sign up, and I think like the due date is like June 2nd, so it is coming up. But feel free to like look through the program, see if it's a good fit for you. They are able to help you get like that experience like in the clinical setting, either through Kaiser Permanente or Riverside Community Health. So they place you in either place, and then you get to be placed on a different floor and give some aid to the patients on each floor and help them. So really looking for college students. And then there's also Think Together, which work with underserved youth in an after-school support setting. So if you're interested in an education route, we have Think Together as a campus partner as well. And then in addition, we also have Telecare Corporation. A popular role for them is the peer and recovery specialist. There is either a peer specialist and then a recovery specialist. So they provide care in response to psychological and physical needs. So all these different roles, they give you the training on how to help people in real life time and right in front of you. And then they check in with you. There's like a supervisor, mentors throughout the program to make sure that like you feel like supported in like helping other people as well. And then this helps give you some like of that experience to see what it's like to like help other people. And then I previously shared this with y'all, but it's a psychology experience building role sheet. And then you can feel free to look through it to get more ideas and options. And I put in some like crisis hotline operator places that you can actually get some experience into. So these are a couple that people have gone through, and you can also get training on that too. So lots of different options in this one sheet. And then I will go ahead and actually take questions at the end too. So if you have any questions, feel free to like jot it down and we can discuss that as well. So a lot of information at once, but I wanted to give y'all something like practical to like take away from and like click through all these different links and see where you might be able to get started in like the helping field and seeing what it's like. Outside of like just research and stuff like that, I think that this is helpful to see, like even if you've like never been to like a place like Riverside Community Care or like Easter Seals, you can even try to like just visit their front office and like ask them like what they do from the day to day and just see what it's like. So I'll talk a little more about what that would look like, but just want to highlight to you like different places that are doing models of care for other people. And maybe that like is like what you are interested in and you just have like a hard time envisioning how it actually looks like on the day to day. So this is like a couple places you could actually like get started with like working and like applying for. And then you can do that even beyond the summer too. But as things are winding down, you can like kind of look into it as you have like more time to like apply to it and stuff like that. And then how you can research more options. So let's say like I didn't really mention ones that like you're interested in, or like you've already looked into a couple of them, but you haven't found like the right one. So you can research more options by utilizing like just like basic research tools. And I really like to use Google Maps because it helps me like visualize things better. So let's say that I'm interested in like behavioral health, like learning what it's like to be a therapist. And these ones, like they just like don't really work out. Like they're not like as close to me, or like it's not really something that piques my interest as much. I want like something more specific than that. So you can actually like try to find direct places yourself. So let's say like you're more local to like Monterey Park. And then let's say like that's the city you start off in. And then after that, you can try the keyword. So I'm going to put Monterey Park behavioral health. And then behavioral health means like therapy and like giving therapy to others. So that's the search that we did just now. And then go ahead and click on the maps section here. And then this will give you all the different places. And then you can kind of see like whether it's like close to your home or like whether it's like a little further and things like that. it gives you a list of all the different places that give like mental health services. And then you're able to like either click on their website and then see if they have any like careers. So you can see like the careers option here, and then they might have some opportunities for you to like have like a student assistant role and things like that. So that's another way you can actually find more things, and you can actually use like any keyword. So let's say you're interested in like other kind of mental health things, or even like other businesses, stuff like that. Something I've seen people do is even do like law firms for like criminal justice. So like if you're interested in like the criminal justice side of things, you can actually like look up like law firms that do that too. So criminal justice law firms, and then it'll pop up more for you too. So you can see like criminal justice attorney, law firms, and stuff like that. So it's all about using like the keyword in order to find the different things you're interested in. Maybe you're really interested in working with like youth as well. You could also try like youth support, and then you might be able to find more things that are kind of similar to Operation Safe House, but like aren't local to Riverside. So you can see all these different places here. And then same thing, you can like click on the website to like find a careers tab and like read more about them. So that's how you can like find more options if you're not local to Riverside, or like the previous slide wasn't exactly what you're looking for. And then some other virtual options, you could actually also volunteer to talk to patients in nursing homes suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's. You can volunteer to sign up to have conversations with them and just get exposure to what it's like to talk to people that are in that setting, but also like giving help in that capacity. So they are based in like, I think Ohio, but they actually like take in any volunteers. So you could actually like look into that if you're interested. And the behavior therapist role also is available remote too. So feel free to try to find those through Handshake or Career Shift, which is another place that you can look for like all the jobs across like LinkedIn, Indeed, and everything compiled into one place. And then my last suggestion is like trying to get some certifications, or like completing any like personal projects or like things like that, just things that you're interested in that you haven't been able to like find the time to learn more about. So a couple of things that are available on LinkedIn Learning is getting started in user experience. So they have a lot of courses on UX design, and you can actually learn about that through LinkedIn Learning. And then just so you know, as a Riverside UCR student, you actually have free access to LinkedIn Learning and all of their courses. So if you click on these links, they'll show you how to get access to that. So here are a couple of courses you can actually do to like gain that experience and complete the certifications. So getting started in user experience, inclusive mindset for committed allies, the Headspace Guide to Everyday Stress, and then Grow with Google is another certification you could do. And there's a pathway on how to start your own business. So wanted to highlight that for you. Both are free for UCR students to do. And you can do that if you like are able to like fit that into the busy schedule you already have. Like maybe you're not able to take on another job, but you do have time in your free time to like do other things. Maybe you can think about like completing some certifications or like e-learning courses. And then now just to like go back to like talking about how we like looked at these different like services here, and like maybe you're interested in like learning more about like these different fields. So I really recommend that you like look into informational interviewing. I'm gonna try to explain what it is to y'all. Maybe you have heard it before, but it's essentially just getting to know another person through like their everyday job and like how they got to their job, what the everyday looks like in their job, and then seeing if it's like a good fit for like where you want to be. So you can start off by even having the conversation with like your family or friends. So let's say you have like an aunt that works in like a job that you've always been interested in, but you don't really know like much about like what she does. So let's say you like ask to like have a conversation with her for 30 minutes, and then you ask her like, what does your job look like? Like what do you do every day? And then we actually have like a sheet here that I'm going to show you, where you could actually like see all the questions in front of you and then pick which ones are interesting. But you can start off by like asking your family members that maybe have inspired you into like the career path that you're in right now. And then that can be like less intimidating than like going straight up to a professor. But then maybe like the next thing you do is like go to your faculty members and ask them like about their career journey and the different advice they may have for you. And then from there, you can also share that like you're interested in like the way dementia affects the brain. And do you know you can ask the faculty members if they know anyone that specializes in that, and then grow your network from there. So faculty members can also give you suggestions on like who to go to after you like establish a connection and show your interest to them. They're happy to guide you along too. So what they need to know from you is like your interest areas, like what are the kinds of questions you're thinking of in order to guide you to your next step. So that's where like informational interviews come in, where you can like really try to like see what it's like to like live a life in like another person's like job, and like whether you or not like you feel like that's a good fit. So I recommend having these conversations with like all the different people that really inspire you or like interest you. So you can even like interview UCR staff. We have the CAPS department here on campus, and that's the Counseling and Psychological Services. We have a lot of psychologists that work there. So if you've never visited them, just so you know, like you have 8 free sessions with them per quarter, and you can get that support on your own. But then you can also like ask if you can meet with any of the counselors there, and just to like learn more about their career path. So you can think really broad in terms of like all the different people here at UCR. There's the CAPS department, but there's also like people that are involved in like diversity, equity, and inclusion on UCR. So really think broad in terms of like all these different people that can like give you some advice and like help guide you to like learn more about your different interests in addition to faculty. So all these different people here. You can also ask like your friends if they know any psychologists or like things like that, just so you can really try to like learn more about like all these different fields. And then this is something that like you can just arrange and do on your own time. You're learning professionalism through this skill set by just like inviting a person to a conversation, having a professional conversation with them. And then you don't have to commit to anything after. You don't have to like commit to like a job or anything, but it does shed more insight into like the career path. And then with informational interviewing, you can even like visit the front desk of these places. Like let's say you visit like this program here, and then you can ask them like, what are the trends like you see in like the people that come by here, and like who are like the people that work here, like what is the services you provide. You can also like you can also ask informational interviews to places that just like are doing things that you're interested in. So like you can kind of go back to this and not only like look for it for like volunteer opportunities, but just for like learning about how operations run and like getting more understanding for what it looks like outside of UCR. How do people like help other people in different places that are like near you and like doing good work? So that's what I really recommend doing too, in addition to like doing jobs and all that. Let's say you don't have the time to like put on a job because you're already doing something else. You could also just like make the time to do like informational interviews, and then that can help you understand more of like the path in front of you. And then just so you'll know, the Career Center is also open in the summer. So you can make appointments with me to talk about career planning, resume review, grad school prep, all those different things. So this was just getting the conversation started today, and maybe you're able to like take it from here and move forward with your career. But if you need any support, we are also open in the summertime, and you can stop by and talk to me directly about any questions about your specific path. But that's what I wanted to just also shout out to y'all in case y'all didn't know. And then we have some resources here that I did guide, that I did like attach as well. So there is a psychology career resources folder that has a lot of psychology specific information, including like grad school information and like different career paths, as well as like what a resume can look like. There's also resume guide itself, all these different breakdowns to it. And then also the informational interview guide that we saw earlier, that's also here. And then there's even a networking guide. So like if you don't know how to network or like how to introduce yourself, there's also also like a little template on like what can get the ball rolling for like what you could say. Handshake is also linked, Intern Excel, and in the CAPS department. But yeah, I see that a lot of great things are being shared by Ulysses. So thank you so much for putting that in the chat. And then that kind of wraps up like the presentation portion of it. I know that I kind of like sped through it, like talked about all these different things, but I really wanted to give y'all the space to like ask any questions about like what I discussed or just like anything career related. I'm here to help. And then you can even give me any like thoughts on like the information that was shared, just general feedback too, is helpful for any conversation that we can have in this time. So yeah, feel free to ask me questions on anything specific and things like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Hi, so if we were to schedule like a meeting with you, like one-on-one, what would you recommend would be the best thing to like bring to the meeting?
Yeah, thank you for your question. So for the meeting, you can kind of prep like what are the big questions you want to tackle during the meeting. We have 30 minutes to discuss. So if there's like things you're not sure about your resume, like maybe you can like kind of like give me comments like beforehand of like what you really want to make sure I review. You could also tell me like how your process has been in like searching for a career path. So just kind of spend some time reflecting on like what it is you want to talk about, and then maybe try to put it into like 3 big bullet points that you want to discuss and make sure we hit during the conversations. So thank you for that question. That's a good one.
So something I was wondering is, do you have any specific tips for if we're trying to get a job like off of LinkedIn or off of Handshake and you don't really know the person that you're trying to get the job or internship from? Do you have any like ideas or tips for what we can do to kind of make a connection with them before you ask for that internship?
Yeah, so what I'm kind of hearing is like maybe like how do you like make connections with people you find on LinkedIn before like asking if like you can do like if they have any internships with their company and stuff like that. So I'm really glad you asked that because let's say like you're on LinkedIn and you like look at the UCR website. This is like a feature I really love to like show students, and maybe y'all already know, but we have a UCR page here. And then we also have like the alumni tab. And then this is where we can like search up people that like do different things. So let's say like industrial organizational psychologist. And then out of like the people here, like there's a couple people. And then you know, like you have this in common, like the UCR basically. So then you can kind of have that jumping off point. So what I would recommend is like you read through like their profile, you try to see like what really interests you about like what they have in their description. And it might be even helpful to see like that they're a learning and development consultant. And then that's kind of what you mentioned in your initial message to them. So instead of messaging them through this button here, try to actually connect with them. So sometimes it's hidden, you click on more and then connect. And then this is where you can add a note. So you can like introduce yourself like, hi, my name is Cassie, and I am a current UCR student studying for my bachelor's degree in psychology. I saw that you're currently an industrial organizational psychologist, and I'm really intrigued by your experience as a learning and development consultant, and I would love to learn more about your journey. Would you have the time to spend like 30 minutes talking about like how you got to this path? I'd be really happy to learn about that information, or just like any way like that, you know, sounds professional and like more true to you. So like any way that's like polite and professional, essentially, you can say, basically you're like introducing yourself, you're telling them like what interested you about like their profile or like what they shared. So even like, let's say like you attend like any panelist things that was like shared at like the beginning of PsychHi, the events they were saying, maybe like a panelist really struck you. So like kind of write down like what interested you about what they shared, and then go up to them after, let them know like that thing really like interested you, what it made it what it made you think of. And then from there, you kind of have like a connection that's like authentic and true to how you feel. And then you can ask for a small ask, which is like, can I spend 30 minutes with you, like learning more about your journey, asking you how you got to this point, and you can look through like the informational interview thing and like see which questions you want to ask. And then the small ask of like asking about their journey can become something bigger based on like how well like you're able to connect with that person. So I really recommend just like remembering that like you have something that like struck you about that person, and people really like to hear like the impact that they make on others. So you are doing a person like a service by like complimenting them, essentially like letting them know like that you're impressed by their work or what they shared. And then from there, they're more inclined to like give you some information on how they got there. And then if they like the conversation that is flowing, they might be able to like recommend that you do like some internship work or stuff like that. So that's how I would recommend like getting the conversation started. Yeah.
Okay. And then I was wondering, because I'm more interested in the kind of like business side, so stuff like UX design, HR and stuff like that. And a lot of the times when I like read advice on getting into that field, one of the things they mention is like a cold email. What is your thoughts on that, and how can we get started doing those?
Yeah, so that's pretty similar to like what I just shared about like messaging people on LinkedIn. So doing a cold email, you'd have to find like their email, and you actually can find that through CareerShift. So I do have that like linked here. So you could actually make an account through like Handshake and stuff, and then you create the account using Scotty. But let's say like we log into CareerShift after you create the account. And then let's see, I had to do the duo. You'll probably have to do that too. But 482, I wanted to show you guys that you can actually like click on contacts here and then like search. So CareerShift is basically like a database that has like all the jobs across like Indeed, LinkedIn, and all that stuff, and they put it in one place here for y'all. And then you can actually look for contacts too. It's also a database for contacts. So let's say like you're interested in like A24, and then you want to know like who's on like the people that work there. You can see like people's direct emails. So that's actually how you can like send a cold email to them by like finding their emails here. And then I would recommend trying to find like the recruiter or the like HR person to like let them know you're interested in a job. And then from there, like you just kind of shape something that's similar, like have the tone of like professional and polite. But then maybe instead of like saying like what interests you about like the person, you talk about like some accomplishments you have. You could say you're involved in Sci-Chi, a couple of events that like you've been most involved in is like some circles, and like you contributed to conversations involving these things. And that relates to like your interest in like short films and how you want to translate like mental health to the screen. So something like that, right? And then you have something tangible to like kind of share and like show off to them. And then you could say like, I'm interested in like doing like a student assistant role with y'all. If there's any openings, like I'd be really interested in like being considered for that. Do you have any information to share with me? Stuff like that. So yeah, doing cold opens and stuff like that is like totally fine. It might be a little harder because like they might be getting a lot of emails and stuff like that, but just really think about like how the email is like easy to read, like what's beneficial about it, and then believing that you have something to bring to the table. So yeah, this is like another resource you could use. Thanks for sharing that in the chat, Ulysses. And I just want to quickly also see the question in the chat. Like I think you shared your own question, but I'll go ahead and answer your question too, Ulysses, but I hope like this kind of answered like that cold open question. And also you could see that you can find different people through this resource here on CareerShift. So you can find jobs, but you could also look up contacts too. But I see that Ulysses asked, what are some of the challenges you faced when deciding on your career path? How was it right for you? Did you access the Career Center? If not, who and what was the factor that helped you decide? Yeah, thank you for asking that question. I did go to the Career Center and like saw my career counselor, and I got to learn about like the different areas of helping, because that was what I was interested in. I wanted to help other people, but like more in like a practical way. So then I realized through our conversation that like being an advisor or like a specialist, consultant kind of person was helpful for me. I also took like the Myers-Briggs test and then saw I was an ISFJ, and then just kind of saw like that the things I was reading on the paper, like maybe not 100% of it was accurate, but then I got to kind of like see what were things that were, and then really like try to like see examples in my life of like where I was able to like live into like those strengths that I was seeing on the paper. So I spent some time like reflecting on like my personality and like the different natural strengths that I had, and then tried to assess like different career paths that align to that. So working as a career center peer advisor really helped me know like that's the environment that I'm interested in. So then I helped, that helped me like pursue it further. But to be honest, like it's a constant learning process to like reflect and like think about all the different things you've done. So I just want to reassure everybody that like you don't have everything always figured out. Like even though like I'm in this job right now and like I do enjoy it and I like it, like it's not like this is the path like I'm going to commit to like my whole life. I don't know that for sure, but I do like it for now. And I think it's better to just think about things in like a 5-year time span. So like I'm comfortable with like being in this job for the next 5 years, and then I want to learn more about different paths too. So then I'll like keep that open as I'm a career specialist and learn about different careers all the time. But I for sure like being in the college setting. So that's why I got my master's degree in college counseling. So it's all about like trying to figure out what for sure you like and trying to see all the different things afterwards. But yeah, I would say like it's hard to like commit to something your whole life. So really just try to have conversations, get experiences in those different places. And then for myself, like it's like always a struggle to like try to doubt and like think about whether you're in the right path. But at the end of the day, like you've committed a lot of time into like your studies and what you do just to your day to day. You show up every day like doing different things, like being a good friend, like trying to like listen to like your family members, and that all those things like account for like different skills and make up who you are. So it can be applied to a lot of different career sets. So it's just about like trying to see like what's the right fit, and then being comfortable with like knowing like there might not be like the perfect fit, but it will work for like what you're looking for. Like this will give me the income, this will give me the benefits I'm looking for, even if it's not like the dream picture perfect job. It's just like aligning with like all the right things. So like that's kind of why. So like for me, like I just wanted to finish school in like 2 years. I wanted to like just get a job that paid like, you know, like a good amount, but like not a lot. So that's why like I went through this path specifically. And then I also see that Alyssa asked a question. Do you think ONET is a helpful resource for those to find what qualifications we should have and what opportunities, or should we do our own research? Yeah, ONET is a research or like it's a another resource you could use. So like ONET is like a tool for like career exploration and job analysis. To be honest with you, I actually like Occupational Outlook Handbook better because it breaks down like more information. So like if we like look up like therapist into here, we'll look up marriage and family therapist, and then you can kind of see like they give you like really concise information. So like this is helpful if like you just want to like skim through it, but like let's also look at therapists through Occupational Outlook Handbook and then see from here. So we have the same title, marriage family therapist, and then they give you like way more information basically. So they give you the summary, and then you can actually click on each tab here, and it tells you like what the day-to-day looks like, and then the how to become one also gives you like the qualifications for the job. So feel free to like look at both ONET and Occupational Outlook Handbook. And then I would also say try to like find actual job postings of the jobs you're interested in, and then read through it and see like what they ask for too. So that's like another way you could do your own research. But great question. And then is there any other questions in the room? I know we're getting close to time, but just want to see if I'm missing anything too. And if there's not any questions, I'm also happy to just like let y'all have your trivia night too when you're ready. So that's cool as well. Ulysses has been sharing in the chat like how to make the appointment. When you click on Handshake, click on Career Center, and that's where you can actually see the appointments. Like there's Career Center on the side, and then you click on appointments after Career Center, and that's how you can make the appointment. So if you don't feel comfortable sharing your question directly in the room, you can also just meet one-on-one with me and we can discuss from there too. But yeah, you're also free to email me any quick questions too, and I'm happy to share any like initial advice if you're not able to make any meeting times, but probably the best way is to meet one-on-one, either in person or virtual. Anything else on your side?
Thank you so much for presenting. And I think it's definitely a good idea for people to make individual meetings so they can really dig deep into what their own interests are.
Sounds good. And then if you're able to share the sign-in sheet with me after the meeting, like that'd be really helpful too for my records. But I hope the rest of y'all have a great night. I think y'all are having a trivia night soon, and it was really great to see everybody virtually. So hope you have a great rest of your night. Bye.
Yes. Thank everyone for coming.